YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video, guys. We are looking at the 2023 TCL QLED model Q7 from TCL. This TV has some advertisement that shows you that this company is specifically partnered up as the official TV partner with the NFL. There's a ton of different options that look to be good. So the tale of technology is typically you get what you pay for, and coming in at about $550, I'm interested in seeing if that means that you're going to get some value or not. Now, TCL has models that are going to come in entry level under this particular panel, and then they do have some models that are going to come above. But I shot for this space with the 7 series because I think that, this is the real TV for the average consumer. I think that for the value, depending on the size opportunities, this will give you a sweet spot when it comes down to motion, performance, functionality, and panel technology. We're going to be taking a look at this thing, unboxing it, and I'm going to offer you my initial impressions within this video right after this intro. All right, folks, so welcome back to the channel. I am grateful to have you here. We're going to get this thing unboxed right now and set the expectations on what you should be looking to see here. This is a nice design, all black aesthetic with a ton of white lettering, so some nice contrast to give you some pop. And they've got some NFL articulation there, paired up with, letting you know that this is the official TV. So this is going to cater a lot to people around the sports time with football season, to let you know, like, this is the TV to get. It doesn't mean that, NFL isn't going to look good on another TV, but, they partnered up to kind of sell you that. When we take a look at some of the bullet points that's on the advertisement, we can see starting off that this is a full array local dimming. This does mean that it's an LED panel, and they have lights strategically positioned throughout. Now, I am currently featuring the Hisense U7K on my channel also. That one's a mini LED, so the zones are going to be more robust on that TV versus this. But this is at minimum where I would encourage you to get a premium LED panel. Anything under full array, if you can avoid it, you definitely want to do so. That being said, there's some advertisement to let us know that this is 120 hertz natively. So that's something that I'm interested in seeing. And they do have some type of a game mode. So, we're going to be definitely checking this thing out. So we're going to go ahead and crack this box open and take a look at the contents. All right. So getting the Q7 out of the box was pretty simple. Packaging was done pretty well. I can compare it to the Hisense, the U7K. They packaged this thing pretty well. They put a nice firm piece of cardboard in front of it with some paddings to protect the screen. And just looking at the TV, we'll take a look at the contents starting here from the actual panel. I'm liking what I'm seeing from a connectivity perspective. We've actually got Ethernet here at the top. Here we've got an HDMI that's actually marked 144 hertz. I don't believe that was actually advertised on the box, so that's pretty cool. HDMI 2 is 120 hertz. 3 is going to be 4K at 60. 4 is actually eARC. This is what I was actually referencing when I talked about the initial impressions with the Hisense, and I was saying that I've heard that TCL makes their eARC the 4K 60. So this is a very good workaround that I think that Sony could possibly consider. I'm not sure, but for a person that needs to have the 2-port connectivity on their panel, this is really well. And what I like about this is you're segregating the needs, right? You're giving me the opportunity to say, hey, you got 144 hertz, which obviously speaks to a PC. That's not for a console. Then you've got the 120 there. Now you're leaving me open to get a soundbar or some kind of receiver that's going to do 4K at 60. So if I'm plugging like older consoles, PS4, etc., Switch, that type of stuff, I can go right directly through a receiver. Though I do always speak against plugging things to the receiver, especially if you're gaming. You have to be conscious that if you run a connection through a device, you have to look at the input latency from that device before it hits the TV, right? Outside of that, it also comes with, you've got a 2-piece base connection that's going to be there. Quick start guide for the model, specifically Q750 or Q7. We've got a remote that looks pretty nice, pretty long remote. You don't get any direct keys here, but you do have a button that will give you digital numbers. I said keys, but I meant numbers. You get a digital number pad. It's pretty awesome. Remote feels pretty good. You got some quick select options there. You do get a couple of batteries that are going to be for the remote. You get 4 screws. These are Phillips screws that are going to be for the 2-piece base connection. And you get an actual AC power cord. The Hisense had a non-polarized. This one's an AC power cord. So this is actually similar to what Sony uses, 2-prong, if you will, if that's the correct verbiage for that. But that's going to be everything that comes inside the box. All right, the assembly of the base is pretty simplistic. I can admit I'm not really a fan of the way that these some of these TVs look with the base, but it's not much to it. I just don't like the design. It's a personal taste preference of mine. But there's a couple of plastic pieces that are protruding right below. There's only one way this appears to go. So you just kind of look at the photos. Goes in the opposite direction. Looks like a boomerang. I personally would settle for something that is center mounted, kind of like the S95B and like the C2. Those options, in my opinion, appear to work the best. So there's only one way this thing can go on there. Once you got it on there, these plastic pieces that I was talking about, I'm kind of just moving this back and forth to show you that it doesn't set in, but those are there for you to kind of have a little bit of guidance. From there, all you're going to do is just screw in the 2 Phillips screws that are included, provide your own screwdriver, and that's it. Simple enough to get this thing installed. Make sure that's nice and tight. In the next transition, we are going to move this to my dining room. I've actually put an extra table in that room for me to get prepared to do some comparisons with the Hisense H7. So let's flip this thing over and take a look. All right, I'm not sure what the method to the madness is with how now TCL and Hisense has positioned the tape for these panels, but you know, you've got a little bit of an animation here telling you to pull this, but this feels like it's aggressively just taped on. You can't just pull it off because you've got the back end of tape there too. I don't know. This could be a thing just because of LEDs. It's been a while since I bought an LED, guys. It's been a minute. I think 2019, maybe 18. Yeah, I think it was Q9F from Samsung. I think that was the last time I purchased an LED TV. Man, this, you know, I gotta tell you this, I don't know, it just feels extremely cheap, but maybe it's taped this way because it is to secure it, you know, but man, it just seems like a lot, you know, just peeling this thing off. Like I can't just get a full peel that way. Just totally different from how like the OLEDs and such are done. And then there's still quite a bit of residue, not residue, but remains of the tape because it's on the back, it's on the left, on the top. Now, hey, there might be a way to pull this thing off. As I said, not that versed with buying these types of TVs, but yeah, I don't like that. It appears to be the same thing. I thought it was just a Hisense thing, but no. But no apparent cracks or anything inside my panel. We're gonna get this thing plugged up. Right now, the way I've got this set was I have my 2 arcade cabinets inside of my dining room table right in front of you guys. Got my Vulix and my Chulix right there, and I just took an extra IKEA table that I have and set it here. So this will put me in place to be able to create some content with this and other small panels going forward without disrupting my home. Let's get this thing turned on though. Thing looks good. This is the built-in content. .120 Hz native, full array pro, local dimming, deep blacks, striking contrast. Colors looking good. Game accelerator 240. Dolby Vision IQ. So far with the demo, it's looking good at the angles also. Okay. I like what I see so far from the native 4K demo content that's playing. Doesn't sound too bad either. Ooh, look at that red. All right, I absolutely love that. When I'm plugging my PC up and I switch the input, it's telling me the GPU that I have connected. It says GeForce RTX 3070. That is just awesome. I don't know what that's about, but for me, it's always the small details that get me going. All right, so we've got the PC set up here. We just want to go to some of the settings. We're going to start by going to display. NVIDIA control panel. Currently we're running at a 60 Hz refresh rate. Yeah, we can see here we are at the native in the TV space. All right, when I set this thing down to 3840 by 2160, it gives us 120 Hz as an option. I'm not seeing 144 as an opportunity. I am recording this in 4K resolution at 30 frames per second. That's the max my camera can do. The display settings, right here, it says that it's called Beyond TV. I'm not sure what that's about. Don't see an opportunity for the 144 Hertz. So I'm gonna get into here and mess around with some potentials with the television to see, you know, what it can do. I'm also not seeing an opportunity for activating G-Sync. So for VRR, I might have to go to display settings and activate that. All right, so briefly, we're gonna take a look at some settings. You hit the settings button, you go down to picture mode, you got low power, you got sports, you got movie, puts a nice warm bass on there. You got PC, it skips game. It says game is only available when Game Master is enabled. So I gotta check that out, see what that's gonna entail. For now, we're gonna set this on PC. You got the ability to mess with color saturation and such. This has put a pretty aggressive warm bass on here. Let's see what these settings will give me. Okay, color, you got saturation and that. You got brightness, you got contrast, black level, tone mapping. Okay, you can turn that on, off. I'll leave that off right now. Let's see what we got for motion. Okay, dynamic acceleration, increase screen refresh rate. Got to see how to get that toggled on. Expert calibration. I have a feeling that motion setting is what I need to enable 144 Hertz. Okay, so you have the ability to modify aspect ratio. Okay, doesn't look like this can do an ultra wide. right. All right, so you got to dive deeper into the system settings in order to get down towards Game Master. So with port 1. Okay, great. So auto Game Master will automatically turn on when VRR or ALLM is activated. We're going to turn this thing on because we have a PC connected to it. That is our interest right now. The exclusive mode for gaming has been enabled. ALLM, VRR, game picture mode, game bar also. Okay, game bar, there's a quick select with the hamburger. All right, got it. Game Master functionality. Okay, great. Turn it on. Game Master instructions. Picture mode and sound mode will not be available. You can manually turn off Game Master. So say when Game Master is on, the picture mode will not be an option. My assumption is that you won't have the ability to do any the picture presets. When Game Master will be turned on. Game console is connected. Game Master is now automatically turned on. Game console is turned on. It probably has ALM or VC detected. Okay, great. Game bar functionality, function introduction. Okay. Okay, so it does have the ability to offer a real-time frame rate. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Screenshot. The current screen can be captured and saved in the gallery. What? That's pretty awesome. Game picture mode, exclusive picture mode for gaming. Select your favorite mode by pressing up and down on your remote. Shadow enhancement could only increase the brightness and clarity of the shadow, but may cause overexposure. Okay, aiming aid. All right, some awesome stuff there. All right, and here's a look at this thing. Pretty nice, smooth fluid. Okay, so from picture mode, you have the presets, pretty much how you do on any of them. Yeah, I like a nice warm base. I'll have to see if the other presets allow me to enable blue light filter, shadow enhancement. It's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I don't have any content on to be able to show that. Screenshot game bar. All right, pretty awesome so far. I think that is dope. I don't know. I just think that's dope, man. I really do. Yeah, I think that's dope. It says we have VRR on right now. It says high dynamic range is turned off right now, which I'm gonna go to Windows settings and get that turned on. It's crazy. Now my setup G-Sync option is there. Completely wasn't even an opportunity there at first, but now is. So okay, we're gonna apply that. All right, so we're at 120 hertz. I'm still not seeing 144 hertz, so I gotta dial in some more settings to see what's up with that. All right, man, I am actually impressed with some of the options that's in this TV. Let's get that color turned down. 55. They've got this option here. We just hit dynamic color. It's kind of like if you just want to boost it up. I think it does a pretty good job if you know that you're playing a game. It's got a lot of colors. You just want to throw that pop to it, just kind of like how I like for things to look. The warm base is pretty aggressive on this thing. Definitely don't like cool. I don't like the way normal looks too, just too blue. Me personally, I'd probably go like a -3. Trying to study my viewfinder also just to see how this is looking. The dynamic acceleration appears to still not be something that I can activate. So I'm not sure at this point how I would enable 144 hertz on this. I also haven't been able to get it active on the Hisense also. So, but looks pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, able to. I got this running in 4K. It's a bit taxing for my Alienware, I can tell. Be it at 3070 inside of there. But the frame rate counter is pretty awesome. Tells us the frame rate we're getting. You know, so I don't know, man. You know, first impressions not too bad with this thing. I haven't messed around with, you know, trying to full blast brighten this thing, but I think it looks pretty good. I've got the lights off right now. There is some light coming, some natural light coming into the room that I have this TV in from behind us. That's just unavoidable right now for me. But again, as I said, looking at the viewfinder, things look pretty good. Like the green on Blanca skin looks pretty green. Of course, it's set to dynamic. This is a video game, so I wouldn't watch normal content like this, but some of these settings wouldn't even be possible if I was watching regular content. But from the gaming space, I mean, it feels pretty good too. Got to whip out the lag tester, and we'll be doing that when it comes time to compare this TV with the U7K. Before I wrap this video up, though, I do want to take a look at some live picture content just to see how that's going. All right, so I'm messing around with the TCL, the built-in tuner functionality, right? And this is pretty interesting here, where I'm seeing that motion opportunity I was just trying to get a hold of with the gaming doesn't look to be possible here. So you go to advanced settings, you go down to motion, dynamic acceleration, it says increase screen refresh rate. So this might be more so of a technology that you can utilize if you're watching sports, some type of motion interpolation, maybe. Not sure. This is interesting. I thought this would be something that I can activate with a HDMI source connection. It might be something you can do only with like the tuner built in, or some movie kind of content. I digress. Going to some of the settings. This thing starts off as vivid, like a lot of other TVs do. All that I really care about for TV, these are all default. I like a nice warm base. I've watched so much television and I've used so many of these TVs throughout the years to where, the blue light just bothers me. It really does bother me. So I'm almost always going to push for whatever the most aggressive warm base is when I'm watching television, even just at a neutral. As I was just saying in prior transition with the gaming stuff, it's just too blue for me. Just doesn't work for me. And so for me to be able to just enjoy without headaches, always have to go for a warm base. This has a warm base that replicates the LG a lot. I think LG has the best warm base blue light filter when it comes down to the TV manufacturers, but this is actually pretty good. Color saturation, it defaults at 50. Just looking at this talk show, for me, I need to turn this thing down to at least 40 because there's just too much pop into that. This isn't necessarily a settings video, and I hope I don't have any issues with half of this show showing. I'm not sure if I will, but I don't care. I just want to get the content out here. There's some nice features within this. Sharpness, does actually work. Like I've turned it all the way up just to kind of tinker around. So does actually sharpen up the image a lot. A lot. I've never seen an aggressive sharp option as this TV, but there's a lot of settings you can deep dive into this. And so I think this is I'm really impressed with what this television has shown me so far. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap this content up. You see what this says? Keep watching, nosy, right? That means you need to subscribe. You need to hit the notification bell. You need to make sure that you're active if you're interested in these type of videos. If you watch this video, I do appreciate the watch time. That does support the channel. You can hit that thanks button if you want to. It's up to you. But what I really appreciate at the end of the day is some engagement. So leave me some comments. Let's discuss some things we should be looking at going forward. I decided I wanted to get this unboxing out of the way and this initial impressions out of the way so that I could go into the U7K going forward with more critical pressure I'm putting on that TV. At some point, we'll get to the point where we'll put this TV, which is the TCL Q7, to that television. But for now, this is what we got. My initial impressions are that this is pretty awesome. I mean, for an early review, this is good. This is great. I like what I see. I think the colors are nice. I don't feel like I'm missing anything with this not being a mini LED, honestly. You know, I will have to try games like Starfield just to make sure, you know, there's not as much blooming, but I think this is a great opportunity. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Peace, God bless, and as I always say, max love.